Hello, Guru Nation. Welcome to another episode of Random Musings from the Clinical Trials Guru. It's so hard to get these students who get hired to come on the podcast and do interview. So I am so lucky. Ali just got a job, former CRA Academy student, graduate, just got hired. I said, hey man, can we, before you really start getting busy at work, you want to do an interview? He said, yes. Thank you so much, Ali, for saying yes. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Very good. And just so everybody knows, he looks exactly like my little brother. I'm going to put a picture of my little brother underneath here so you guys can compare. Let me know in the comment what you think. He looked like my little brother or not. So, Ali, welcome to the show. How's everything with your current role with your job?
So far, so good. So right now I'm in training, and pretty soon I'm going to start on site.
And what is your actual position?
It is a CRC, but specifically it is query resolution.
Okay, very good. And we're not going to mention the employer, but it's an academic institution, and they happen to pay very well. You don't need to say if you don't feel like it, but if you do, feel free. If not, don't. You don't need to bring it up.
They're paying me $50 an hour.
Very good. Very, very good. And so basically, how did you, let's walk us through because a lot of people are watching and listening right now and they're like, well, Ali is so lucky, and they don't really see the work you put in. First of all, the CRA Academy, it's not easy to pass. It's a 3 month, it has a lot of commitment. Then there's the internship. Um, Walk us through, first of all, what introduced you to research? Like, how did you even discover me and the CRA Academy and all this? What made you want to do research?
I was doing my second master's degree in bioengineering and nanotechnology, and that program was specifically designed towards designing drugs that can pass clinical trials. So that was when I was interested in just being able to work from home, which is a
Yeah.
big deal for me. And CRCs, all that kind of good stuff. And their pay rate is a big factor, and something that's aligned with my education. That's the most important thing. So I just did a random Google search, and I just ended up finding you. And if you remember, in 2019, I graduated, and then I did my internship. I started applying and applying.
Wow. Okay. And so January 2019, I just did the verification reference check for you, so it's fresh in my head now. So January 2019, you started the class, and then you graduated in April. I want to say March, April.
Yes,
And
around
then
that time.
what was that period? Because that's what didn't happen overnight. What did you do from the internship? And by the way, I never met Ali. He never came to California. So their internship was all remotely, right? All done through
Yes.
you did the breast cancer study, but it was like, what was the process like after the internship? How many places did you apply? What were some of the, did you get any interviews? What was some of the feedback you got?
So at the time, I kept applying, and I didn't get disappointed. I know it's very hard to get into the industry. So what I did was weekly, I just did an Indeed.com search. I put the clinical trials or clinical research, and for the zip code, I put either my zip code or remote. That's all I put. I didn't put any other characters in the Indeed.com search, and I just ran a weekly search every week. So I got interviews with Covance, uh, which is
Ah, one of the
yeah, they
best.
have a base,
One of the
yes,
best.
in Indianapolis. And so Covance just before this job offered me a data analyst one position, but the rate was $25 an hour, and I turned it down because in my IT job I was um, getting about 30 some odd dollars an hour, something like that.
Okay.
So I said no, I'm good. And then I kept applying and applying, and I found this job.
That's a good point you brought up, Ali, that people don't really talk about. It's the reason it takes longer for some students to get hired is because of what you just said. You know, you actually got an offer earlier in the process from Covance, but because you were making more in your current industry, in your current job, you didn't want to take it. And so that may happen for a lot of the students, or even not just students, but the people watching. You know, sometimes when you do something entry level, and the benefit of the CRA Academy is you get to do the internship, and you're no longer entry level at that point. Here's the funny thing about entry level: you can only be entry level once in the same industry. So
Exactly.
we make that happen for you. You get your first position with us, and now your next one that you apply to, no longer entry level. And so this does help a lot of people who are struggling because there are entry level positions, but like you said, they pay a little less maybe than what you're currently receiving, and it may not make financial sense for you to move on. So you persevered. And when was the first interview you got for this job that you took? When was that?
About 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so it literally took like for those watching in the future, it's now November 2020. So it almost took you an entire year, right? To go
Exactly. Yes.
through the different job offers. Did you do more interviews than the one with Covance? Were there any others?
If I can recall, probably one other job. I can't remember because
Okay.
there were several, but I got a lot of rejections. I can tell you that much. So
Yeah.
if you apply and immediately, sometimes the person is sitting right there and they just send you, although you were a very great candidate, but, and then the but comes, and then they say, but we decided to go with other candidates.
And why do you
So and
think, like, honestly, why do you think these guys who went with you, why do you think, in your gut opinion, you don't have to say CRA Academy? It'd be nice if you did, but you don't have to. What's your real, like, why do you think they picked you?
um, my background is IT and slash information technology. So I'm very good with data to begin with, but my resume, I'm sure it projected very well because I had all the certificates that CRA Academy offered, and in addition to that, I had a great internship. So having that on your resume is a big deal for them, and that's what they're looking for. Unfortunately, I don't have a clinical background, and that's a minus. And I'm sure a lot of those rejections were as a result of not being a nurse or a physician or anything of
Yeah,
that caliber.
yeah. And who did your resume? You did it?
You know, you did it.
I
You
did
did
your
my
resume?
resume. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, I did your
I
resume. Hey, there you
modified
go.
it. Yeah, I made some modifications because I have 2 or 3 different resumes.
Okay, I got you. I
Yeah,
got you. Okay. Yeah, you know, I've done so many resume, I can't remember because I used to do the resume only for the people who came to California for the internship. I would reserve it like special incentive to come to California. But now since of COVID, we do remote, so I just do everybody's if they do their first monitoring visit report. But I couldn't remember yours because it was a while ago that I ended up doing it. There's been so many since, but that's good to hear then that the resume is getting attention that way.
yes, and I forgot to mention this. There's another offer. It's not an official offer, but this is with the NIH, and the title is Protocol Specialist. And when I go to the usajobs.gov and I check the status of my application, it says referred, and then it says you are one of the best candidates. So if I get that one, that would be the ultimate job.
Wow.
Yeah,
Does
it's
it
a
tell
high.
you how much that one pays? Does that pay more or
Yes,
less?
it's more than this. It's about $100,000.
Ali, you're gonna have a lot of friends. I'm gonna put your LinkedIn profile underneath. You're gonna have a lot of friends after this podcast. That's awesome. So, very interesting. So, basically, your IT background definitely helped. What's the position of that NIH one? What is the title?
Protocol specialist.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that. Okay. I wonder if the IT background even matters in that particular job. Maybe it does, right?
Yeah, it does. It does matter, but a lot of the material that we studied at CRA Academy that helped a lot too.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Thank you
it's
for
both
that. I
hand in
mean,
hand.
we try to be like a generalist academy, like help you. It's called CRA because that's the job most people think about when they think about research. They say, "Oh, CRA," but we've helped so many, just like you. Right now, you're another one. So many people in different positions, not CRA, but you came in wanting to be a CRA, but then now it's, look at what it opened up. It opened up so many other opportunities. And you can always be a CRA too. You're not, both of these jobs, whichever one you end up taking, is going to, basically put you in the position to be a CRA should you want to be one day. Right. But both of these jobs pay really well. So you may not want to be a CRA because CRA have to travel a lot. It's a lot of work life balance that they don't really get.
Yes, well, as I said, I would like to work from home. So this job offers me work from home 3 or 4 days a week. And that other offer, if I get that, that's a telework position. A lot of these
Wow.
government jobs, you can work from home. So that's my goal. I don't want
Wow.
to go to an office. So
This is wonderful. This is amazing. What is your so work from home? So you have only started recently, like for what, like a week at your current job or 2 weeks?
yeah, yeah, about a week.
A
Yes,
week. And what, you're just doing the training now and nothing
I'm doing
crazy?
the training for now. Yes, and then
Okay.
they are going to assign me an EDC system and EMR system credentials, and
Okay.
I'll go on site and do some job there.
So your role is basically to look at all the queries that the site is getting from different monitors. People like me,
Yes,
I actually monitor one academic institution. So I go, give the research clinic some queries, and then basically what, you resolve them or you make sure somebody else resolves it?
that's what I do. I resolve the queries. That's my main and
Wow.
only task, just resolving queries.
So you're going to have to be trained on a lot of protocols.
Yes.
Wow.
Right now, I do have one protocol that I've studied. And because of my research background, um, I can read protocols easy. That's easy for me. I've read like about 100 different research papers. I've authored like 4 research papers myself for my master's degree.
Oh, from
So
your master's. Okay. So
yeah,
that's where you have
yeah,
the academic research experience from your
yeah.
master's, even before CRA Academy.
Yes, by
I got
engineering and nanotechnology.
I got you. I got you. And then, did the breast cancer internship experience play a role in the interview? Did it ever come up in the interview questions?
Well, there were yes, because they needed a CRC that has experience in an oncology trial. So
Okay.
I said yes. So
Wow.
everything they wanted existed on my resume.
You
So
checked every
yeah,
box.
yeah, yeah. So all the things that I did in my internship and in my training, that helped a lot because they were looking for specific things. Somebody who is familiar with EDC system, somebody who has done phase 2 clinical trials. That's what I've done
hmm
in my internship. So,
What kind of questions did they ask you in the interview? Like, let's
oh
say your
yes,
final interview, because they have to verify that you know this stuff. So what did they
exactly.
ask you? Like, what kind of things did they
They,
ask?
They asked me what kind of EDC system. Can you name your EDC system? I said bioclinical, and then they asked me whether I have worked with EMR systems, and they wanted a name for that. I said yes, next gen. I've used EMR system in the past,
Okay.
and and then one other question was, um, what kind of uh, resources did you use? Was it paper or was it electronic? So I said it was paper. The data resources that we use at some of our
Paper-based,
jobs.
yeah.
So I said both
Yeah, we
electronics
use
and paper based. Yes.
we use the paper-based in the CRA Academy, but we upload them so that you can view them remotely, but it's still paper-based source. So good, Ali. You did really good, man. I'm really proud of you. I think you obviously with your background, you have a bright future in this industry. You're starting out really nicely. So congratulations to you, the perseverance. Did you ever feel like giving up? A lot of people give up. I think they give up too soon. What do you think about this?
Uh, no, because I know it's a very hard thing to do because, again, you don't have a clinical background, and
Hmm.
that's what they want. If you want to work as a CRA, a lot of these jobs want at least 2 years to minimum for monitoring, and I didn't have two minimum 2 years of monitoring, so that's another problem. I knew it's difficult, but I didn't give up, as I said, and I just did that weekly Google's Indeed.com search, in addition to searching in the government website,
The government website is golden. So what is it? USAjobs.gov?
usajobs.gov, and um, if you type in clinical research, you're not gonna see a lot of jobs. So they're entitled so many different things. So you
Hmm.
got to go to the department of your interest, which is the Department of Health, and just uh, look every single job, see which one is close to what
Department of Health.
you
That's a
want.
new nugget of wisdom that we got. I've never even known about this. And now all of you guys watching and listening can benefit from that. USAjobs.gov. Don't look for clinical research, put Department of Health, and then go look at all the stuff they have.
Exactly.
Wow, thank you for that, Ali. I really appreciate you coming on the show and you helping inspire and motivate others. Do you want anybody to connect with you? Maybe a viewer or a listener? Or do you prefer, you know what, I'm busy, I don't want to connect with anybody? What is your preference?
I'm a private person, so I'll opt out.
We'll opt out, guys. No luck, but just text me instead, 949-415-6256, and add me instead. Okay, add me on
Yeah,
LinkedIn and on Instagram. I don't even think we're connected on any of these things. So, yeah, you are pretty private. And no, I appreciate you coming on. And I think that you have demonstrated that if you're patient enough, and persistent enough, you can get a really like a super good job. This is fantastic, and you get two of them.
yes, got to be very patient. And uh, right now, I didn't tell you this, but this one, I am an MD1 student. I'm studying to become a doctor. So if I get that, then
No kidding. That's
that's
perfect.
the
So it makes
ultimate deal.
sense. It makes sense why the did that ever come up in the interviews too? Like, what do you want to do?
No,
No.
I didn't put that on my resume
Okay.
because it's just year one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's at least 4 years to just graduate and then your
Yeah.
residency.
But it makes
So
sense
with
where you
that,
are. It makes sense where you're located, where you're working, because that's a medical school also, right?
yes. But with that experience and education, then I won't have any problem with the clinical background, medical background. So
Exactly.
I will be able to work at high levels from home.
Wow, very good, very inspiring interview. Much congratulations, Ali. You're motivated. Probably many people watching, listening. So we appreciate you coming on and being honest and transparent. And thank you very much. Any last words of wisdom to the viewers and listeners?
Just don't give up. And don't forget your weekly search, Indeed.com search, USAJobs.gov search, every week for at least a year.
I like it, Ali. This is thank you. It's what they need to hear. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. You guys all, thank you for watching and listening, and we'll catch you all later. Bye bye.